Today we are going to be doing Module 10, Week 1, Lesson 4 of our structured literacy lesson. As you know, this week we've been working on R-controlled vowels, specifically this week AR. Whenever we see AR next to each other, they're going to say R, kind of like a pirate. R. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so last week we talked about vowel teams with the letter I, and we know that when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So whenever we see IE, as in pie, we know that this first letter here is going to say its name, I. So IE says I. Same rule applies for IGH. This letter here is going to say its name. We don't hear those letters at all, as in light, light. IGH says I. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. OA says O, as in goat. OW says O, as in grow. AI says A, as in train. AY says A, as in hay. Hay is for horses. EE says E, as in green. EA says E, as in tea. Would you like some tea? And then we also learned that Y can make 4 different sounds. It can make y, as it usually would, but it can also say I, right? Like in sky. It can say E. There's so many different sounds that the letter Y can say. It's kind of crazy. It can also say sometimes. All right, we also add the inflectional ED to the end of a word to indicate that it happened in the past. So right now I jump. 2 seconds ago I jumped. We add it to the end. We can also add S to the end of a word to say that there's more than one of something. So I have 1 dog, but someday I want 2 dogs. So if we add S, it means there's at least 2 of something. Trigraph DGE says as in dodge, like dodgeball. Trigraph TCH says as in watch. Soft G says as in gym class. And soft C says as in cycle, bicycle. All right, and then we have our vowels, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, and those are our vowels. Remember, each vowel has a short sound and a long sound. Short E says eh, eh. Long E says E. Short U says Long U can make 2 different sounds. It can say ooh or it can say you. Short O says ah. Long O says oh. Short I says eh. Long I says I. Short A says ah, 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 ah. Long A says A.
Okay, we are going to do some review blending. This is blending using skills that we already have learned, so we should be super duper duper pros at this. So you will need your blending fingers out, and I will need to hear you blending. Here we go. Oat. Oat. Remember, when 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. We only hear the sound of the first vowel. Oast. Roast. Oat. Float. Row. Row. Row, row, row your boat. Bowl. Bowl. I want a bowl of cereal. Throw. Throw. I. kite. Ite, might. All right, let's talk about that R-controlled vowel, A-R. What's our keyword for this? Farm. F-R, farm. Remember, A-R says R. R, like a pirate. R. R. All right, keep that in mind. A-R says R. Keep that in mind as we do some blending with that new skill. Here we go. You got this. R. Star. Ch-R. Charm. Art. Smart. Arc. Shark. Art. Cart. Art. Chart. Arsh. Marsh. Arch. Arch. Remember, an arch is like this. Shape of a rainbow. That's an arch. Ard. Hard. Farm. All right, go ahead and give your friend a high five, or give Miss Walter a high five, or give yourself a high five for all of that hard work you just did with that brand new skill, AR. All right, it is time to do our handwriting, so I need you to get your composition notebook out at this time, please. Remember, my expectation is that you pause the video to write each letter following the stroke path, meaning that you start at number 1, follow the arrow, go to number 2, if there is one, and follow that arrow. So go ahead and make an uppercase C. Uppercase C. Lowercase c. Uppercase O. Lowercase o. Make sure you're pausing the video to write the letter in your very best handwriting. Uppercase A. Make sure you're following the stroke path here. Start at number 1, follow the arrow, go to number 2, follow that arrow, and then to number 3. Lowercase a. Alrighty, my lovies. Let's talk about our heart words. Remember, heart words are words that we have to memorize by heart because they do not follow the rules. Let's see what we've got. This word is work. Say work. Work. Miss Walter is at work. Work. This word is word. How funny is that? Word. What's that word? Word. Word is the word. And this word is world. Say world. World. I love you more than anything else in the whole world. World. What's that word? World. Very nice. All right, it's time to do our reading. I will read first. If you can read with me, please do. I would love to have some help. If not, that's okay. Listen carefully and follow along, and then you can read with us the second time. Here we go. We can watch the stars when it gets dark, Mom said. That night, Mom and Marty walked out to the backyard. Your turn to read it with me. We can watch the stars when it gets dark, Mom said. That night, Mom and Marty walked out to the backyard. Next one. Mom shifted a sharp rock so they could sit on a blanket. Mom pulled out a card. I have a star chart. It shows some of the shapes the stars make. Your turn to read with me. Mom shifted a sharp rock so they could sit on a blanket. Mom pulled out a card. I have a star chart. It shows some of the shapes the stars make.
Hanky, didn't they do such a good job on their lesson today? You guys did an amazing job working on your R controlled vowel. I am so proud of you guys, and I know that within no time, if we keep practicing, we will become pros at this skill, just like we have for every other one. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!